that they may need to just take steps to keep what they've got healthy going into next week. And that seems what they may be doing with giving LeBron some time off. And honestly, like, they got to try to keep home court. They have the tiebreaker edge on Houston. I think that should be a priority, but they got to prioritize LeBron's health. He's played a lot of minutes in the last week.
Yeah, I mean, look, they have a game against Utah, which they certainly should win.
Utah's fine with it.
I don't see them beating anybody else this week. If it was me, I would put LeBron in bubble wrap the rest of the week. I wouldn't play him again, and I would try to just give him as much time as possible to get ready for what's almost certainly going to be a first-round series, like you said, against Houston. Wouldn't be too concerned if I were them, whether I'm at home or on the road, ultimately. I mean, obviously it'd be nice if they're at home, but look, the plan certainly doesn't seem like Luka Doncic or Austin Reeves should be available. So let's just assume they're not going to be. So if they're not available, the plan of attack has to be fairly simple. You give the ball to LeBron, you spread the floor with shooting, and for 2 weeks, you hope he can set up open three-point shooters, which he's done his whole life. And if you bomb away from three, hit a bunch of shots, and try to get it close at the end of the game, where the Rockets have consistently been a very poor late game execution team. Like, I'm not saying that's a scenario where I feel great about the Lakers' chances out Luka and Austin Reeves, but that's at least a scenario you could talk yourselves into where maybe LeBron can guile it out for 2 weeks. You can steal some games. Maybe you steal a series and hope that by the time you're playing the Thunder, the reinforcements are back. Now, again, that sets up a whole host of other problems, given how the Lakers have looked against the Thunder when healthy, let alone with these guys coming back from injury. But, you got to figure out the best path forward. And if anything happens to LeBron this week, there is no path forward at that point. So it'll be interesting to see what the Lakers do. I mean, obviously, if they could find a way to steal the game against Golden State on Thursday, Steph is back. That's probably not a game I would favor the Lakers to win either now. But, if you win that game, maybe you could find a way to stay in 4, depending on what happens with the Rockets, and keep home court, which would be good. But, yeah, priority this week needs to just be about keeping LeBron healthy and getting ready for the playoffs, because I don't think they're catching 3.
Houston's going into tonight's game in Phoenix, which is their last road game of the year. Their last 3 games are home. They've won 6 in a row, and they've put up some really good offense. They've been shooting the 3-pointer really well, which hadn't been the case for the whole season. Reed Shepherd's been hot. They wiggled out of that game at Golden State a couple days ago when they dealt with Steph going in. Listen, anytime the Rockets can survive a fourth quarter, it wasn't their best fourth quarter. They had, I believe, an 8-point lead going into the fourth, and they held on for dear life. But listen, I have watched them not hold on for dear life in numerous games, so I'll give them that. And that was a game where I think Jabari Smith had a good shooting game. I think he had 5 threes in that game. They're in position, McMahon. So they're a game back of the Lakers. The Lakers have the tiebreak, so functionally they got to make up 2 games. But their schedule is, like I said, at Phoenix and then home games to finish. If the Lakers, the door is open. The Rockets can the Nuggets have moved into 3. The Rockets could stalk down the Lakers at 4.
Yeah, and the Rockets are playing better. Ime Udoka is kind of going matchup based on his starting lineup now, whether it's going to be Reed Shepherd or Tari Eason. Clearly the Lakers are the team that the Rockets are hoping to see in the first round. And JJ Redick all but, like he said, we've got to extend our season to give Luka and Austin Reeves a chance to get back. I mean, best case scenarios, that means extend the first round into the later games. More than likely means win at least a round without them. And then, you're talking about the workload on LeBron. Like, I asked JJ about that pregame in Dallas, and he acknowledged, yeah, it's absolutely a concern. And you see that with him sitting out tonight. They're trying to figure out, like, who else can initiate offense for them. Marcus Smart is also out right now. I mean, Luke Kennard was the other guy initiating offense for them. He's a catch and shoot guy. He had a triple-double against the Mavericks. But like Luke Kennard initiating offense, if he's being defended by Amin Thompson or Tari Eason, like that doesn't sound very appealing or effective. But LeBron is 41 years old. Now, at least in the first round, the games, it's not like every other night. The schedule is a little bit more spread out. But man, I mean, I know LeBron is one of one and the all-time exception. But even him at 41 years old, he can't be having games, stacking on top of each other with these 30-plus usage rates. And he was awesome in Dallas. I mean, 30 points, 15 assists. Honestly, if guys were catching the ball clean or making layups or hitting open shots, he could have easily had 20 assists in that game. But the idea of LeBron's just going to play at an MVP level every single night, that's not much of a playoff plan.
Well, and it's worth pointing out, just on the other side of this game tonight, so Phoenix currently is in 7th. They're pretty much locked into being 7. However, if they beat Houston Tuesday night, which obviously you'll know by the time the pod comes out whether they win, and it is a home game, certainly have a real chance to win that game. Their final 3 games are home against Dallas, which should be a win, at the Lakers, which at this point, frankly, should be a win, and at the Thunder, the final game of the season, where Oklahoma City will have absolutely nothing to play for. So I'm going to assume if the Suns need to win the game, that's a win. Now, they have the tiebreaker on Minnesota, who still does not have Anthony Edwards available, still does not have Jaden McDaniels available, has not exactly been flying along. They've lost 3 in a row. Now, they're playing the Pacers Tuesday night. The Pacers have some flexibility to win. They have a bunch of guys out, though I doubt Indiana's winning the game. But they are at Orlando, at Houston, and home for the Pelicans, who have been playing a little better and also have no incentive to lose the game. So they got to win 2 of these 4 if the Suns win out. And if the Suns win tonight, pretty good bet the Suns are going to win out. So there is at least a world where a Minnesota team that is already dealing with Anthony Edwards being banged up and is having some issues could have to do a little bit of work this week to avoid being in the play-in, which certainly would be a disastrous outcome compared to where we thought they could be the 3 seed as recently as a week or 2 ago. So just that's something to bear in mind, especially if Phoenix wins this game tonight against Houston. There's going to be the Wolves going to do a little bit of work no matter what to get that 6th seed if that's the case.
But what if LeBron does pull it off?
Listen, never say never.
Yeah,
never say never.
I will say this, it's obviously an incredible bummer. The Lakers fans are still in their stages of loss. It's kind of a free roll. It's not what you want at age 41. You're not
more than kind of a free roll. It's a total free roll. No one's going to pick the Lakers to win that series. They're going to be without their two perimeter scorers,
right?
And their MVP candidate. Now it doesn't mean I certainly am going to be one of the people thinking they're not going to win the series, but there's at least a pathway there for them to do it. There's a formula they could lean into. This worked for LeBron for a long time. LeBron's trying to buy 3 shooters. We've seen it work before. It's not LeBron at 41, but
Hey, who knows? They might need to load manage him during the series. I'm not even kidding. They might need to sit him for one of the road games during the series, but it is astounding how awesome of an athlete LeBron still is. Some of the drives and dunks or the transition stuff, at 41 years old, this guy, KD, when they went through Houston, KD said, I think he can play till 45 easy. I don't doubt it.
I don't know about all that, but I do think that's one of the supreme bummers of this Lakers season is that not only was Luka playing great, but LeBron had really gotten to a place physically where he was making a big difference.
Now, part of the reason he got to that place is because he had the lesser role where they didn't have to put so much on his shoulders.
True, but his job is to take on the giant role for 7 games.
Yep. I will say though, we saw the 2 games against the Thunder. I am not really going to be here for, and I'm not saying you're doing this, Brian, is the Lakers had figured it out and a run was incoming and they were going to get to the
Houston, with the CP3 thing back in the day, one hamstring away. This was not a hamstring away.
That was a stretch at the time because it was conveniently forgotten by everybody in Houston that Andre Iguodala also had a hamstring, which is why the series was even kind of competitive. And setting that aside, this Lakers team did not have the depth necessary to go toe-to-toe with the Thunder or these other teams. I know you didn't. I wasn't saying that about you.
I never made hotel reservations in LA.
That wasn't happening. It wasn't happening for sure. But it is still a bummer. Like you don't want to see guys like this go out with a week to go in the regular season. Like nobody wants to see that ever. It stinks. But it didn't rob the Lakers of some great run after they figured things out late in the season.
Now, after we've said all that, they'll probably upset the Thunder tonight. No, that's actually not going to happen.
I still need to make some reservations in Boston for the finals.
Well, you got bad news for you, buddy, because
they're pretty pricey.
Yes,
not cheap.
Yeah,
not my bad.
There's also the 250th. You're going to run into the I don't know what you call it, 250th anniversary of the United States, but that's happening there too. So look forward to that. All right. By the way,